So today we are dealing with the title topic microscopy. What is microscopy? It is a tool to view the microorganisms which are very small to be seen by the naked eye. Okay, so it is a tool to see the microorganisms, right? So here, before studying about microscopy, we have to study about some properties, that is properties of light. How, what is light, you know very well, right? It is used in photosynthesis and even in bioluminescence, like jugnu, what you call that insects. Okay, how they glow. Some fishes will also glow. Okay, that is called as bioluminescence. Luminescence means glowing. Bio means by the living organisms. Glowing property of living organisms is called as bioluminescence, right? And light is traveling linearly in the form of waves. It has frequency, it has wavelength. Okay, this is the different wavelength of light, and these are the different regions. This is what do you say, visible spectrum, and UV light, and other what do you say, ranges will be there in this spectrum, electromagnetic radiation. And then this is the lens. You're able to see the screen, right, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the lens. Lens is acting as a collection of prisms. Okay, you know what is prism, right? In physics you will be studying about prism. So prism is a glass, made of glass, and its property is to converge the rays. Okay, so if the rays are falling in this direction, it will converge all the rays, and these rays will meet at a point. This point is called as focal point, and the center of the axis of lens is called as the distance between the center of axis of the lens and the focal point is called as focal length. Okay, here you have to concentrate. The lens, each lens is acting as a collection of prisms, and the rays, all the rays which are falling on the lens will concentrate, or will converge at a single point. That point is called as focal point. The distance between the center of axis for the lens and the focal point is called as focal length. Okay, is this clear? Is this clear, ma? ఏమైనా చెప్తున్నారా? Responding or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this is the microscopy, types of microscopy: light microscopy and electron microscopy. Light microscopy, you are having different types: bright field microscopy, phase contrast microscopy, dark field microscopy, fluorescent microscopy. Okay, so these are all the types under light microscopy, and this is electron microscopy. Here you have two types: transmission electron microscopy and scanning electron microscopy. Clear? Here, simple microscope, it is nothing but it is called as a magnifying lens what you use. Okay, if it is made of single lens, you can call it as a simple microscope, and magnification obtained with simple lens is calculated by m is magnification equal to 250 by f plus 1. F is the focal length. Just now you have seen what is focal length. It is the distance between the center of axis of lens and focal point. Okay, so here you should have the value of focal length of the particular lens. Then you can calculate the magnification of that particular simple microscope or that particular lens. So Antony van Leeuwenhoek has made different microscopes and this is the scale by which you can see the microorganisms. Here you need light microscope. Light microscope is used to see the eukaryotic microorganisms, and organelles such as nucleus and most bacteria can be seen, mitochondria can be seen. This much range is seen through light microscope, and beyond this, if the size decreases, you need an electron microscope, and above this you can see through naked eye. Okay, so see unaided eye, it is going, the range of unaided eye is going below 1 mm. You can see 1 mm on the scale clearly, right? On the 15 centimeter scale, you can see 1 mm, right? So below 1 mm, you can see the resolution of your normal human eye is below 1 mm, right? And modern compound microscope, as I said, these are all the different types of microscope. And this is the magnification. You have to remember this magnification and this resolution values also. They can ask what is the resolution of UV microscope or fluorescent microscope. You should be able to write. What is resolution basically? Yes. What is resolution? Anybody? It is the ability to differentiate two different entities and two different things. Okay. Suppose 2 points are there at a distance of, what do you say, 100 nanometers or 150 nanometers. Okay. If you are able to see that 2 points as two different points by using this fluorescent microscope, then it is said that this fluorescent microscope is able to differentiate that 2 points, or it is able to give a clear resolution at this distance. Okay. And these are the uses. Bright field microscope, it is used for seeing microorganisms. Dark field, you can see the live microbes. You can get the bitma here. Dark field microscope, which kind of microscope is used for the observing of live microbes? It is always dark field microscopy, because here you are not applying any stain. Whenever you are applying any stain for the specimen, it means you are killing that specimen. Okay, you are killing that bacteria, you are killing that microorganism if you are staining, right? So dark field, you are not staining, you are seeing as such the specimen, and you can see live microorganisms under this microscope. And specimen will be appearing bright against a dark background. Phase contrast microscope, it is also used for observing structures of microorganisms. Here also staining is not required. Fluorescent microscope, as the name suggests, the the specimen will shine, the microorganisms will shine. Different stains will be used. They are called as fluorescent stains. And see the resolution. It is always 100 to 200 nanometers for bright field, for dark field, for phase contrast, for fluorescent, right? Interference. Here the resolution, what do you say? There should be some correction. It is not 100 to 200 nanometers. It should be different than this. You have to check this value. Okay. So at least you remember this for all the light microscopes or for all the normal microscopes, the resolution is around 100 to 200 nanometers. This much you can remember. Okay. Next, magnification 1500x for all the microscopes. For UV microscope, here it is not there in your syllabus, I believe. If it is there also, it is 2500x magnification, and 100 nanometers is their resolution. Interference microscope also we won't study. TEM is electron microscope. It is used for studying the ultrastructure of the cells and microorganisms and viruses. And inside details of the cells can be seen by the electron microscope. Here, scanning electron microscope. Scanning means surface scanning. Okay, like if anybody goes for scanning, okay, what they will do? They will scan the stomach or whatever organ is there. They will see some picture, surface picture, where surface can be seen. Okay, so this here also you can see the surface of the microorganism, or and for that matter whatever you observe under this microscope. This is about cell. And here you see the magnification, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs magnification for electron microscope, transmission electron microscope, and 10,000 to 10 lakhs for scanning electron microscope. Okay, here resolution is 1 to 10 nanometers. Here you have to make some correction. Coming to the first type, bright field electron microscopy. You all have studied about this microscopy. Here, better you have to concentrate on the diagram. Okay, after that, we'll come back to this part. Here, what are the different parts you have to study? This is the eyepiece, this is the body tube, and this is the resolving nose piece. Okay, this is the resolving nose piece. These are the objectives. These are the objectives. And this is the stage, and this is the condenser, and this is the substage condenser, and this is the mirror, base, inclination joint, fine adjustment knob, force adjustment knob. First, you remember these parts. Okay, then you understand what is the function. Eyepiece, it can be 5x or 10x or 15x, right? What is the purpose? You are able to see through this. Here also some one lens will be there, that is called as ocular, and this is eyepiece. Body tube, it is a connecting tube between eyepiece and the nose piece. Okay, on the nose piece, objectives are there. Objectives are of different types: 10x, 40x, and 100x. Okay, 10x and 40x are called as dry objectives, and 100x is called as wet objective. 100x is called as wet objective or oil immersion objective. And condenser, what it will do? What is the purpose of the stage? To put the slide. What is the purpose of the condenser? To condense the light rays. How the light is entering into the microscope, this is the mirror. On the mirror, light will fall. If you are using the sunlight, light will fall on the mirror, and this light will be projected into the condenser, and all the light rays will be condensed at this point and sent through this objective. Okay, so light is passing through the stage onto the slide. It will illuminate the specimen, and then it will enter into the objective, and through the objective it is passing slowly through the eyepiece. There we can see the image. Okay, we are seeing through the eyepiece, and we can see the image based on the light falling on the specimen. Am I clear here?
Yes,
All of you? Okay. And fine adjustment knob and coarse adjustment knob, you know very well. You have all used the microscope. Fine adjustment means if you are moving this knob, what is moving here? This body tube will be moving. At what rate? Coarse means it will move fast. Coarse adjustment means it will move fast. Fine adjustment means it will move very slowly. First, you have to use coarse adjustment, and then you have to come for fine adjustment. This is about the different parts of the microscope, right? What is the type of ocular used? Here you have to remember monocular and binocular. Monocular means single eyepiece. Binocular means two eyepieces. What kind of eyepieces are used? Hygenian eyepiece will be there. See this. Hygenian eyepiece will be used generally in microorganisms. Microscopes, and illumination, you can use either sunlight or electric light. And as I said, mirror is having two sides. One is plane and one is convex. If you are using sunlight, okay, you should use plane side, and if you are using artificial light, you have to use convex side. So this mirror is having two different planes. One is meant for sunlight and one is meant for artificial light. Okay, that's it. This is about the bright field microscopy. Magnification means how large the image is becoming. Okay, you know, the microorganism is very small, but how big the image that you are seeing is visible to you. Okay, how big is the image? Okay, or how much is the magnifying power of the lenses? So what kind of lenses we are using in this microscope? Where are the lenses here? Anybody? Fast. One is at the objective, one is at the ocular. Okay, so when you are trying to calculate the magnification, it will be always a multiplication of ocular into objective. If this is the ocular, this is the objective. 10 into 10, 100 times ECR magnification. If 40 ECR objective and if 10 ECR ocular, 400 times ECR magnification. Similarly, 100x if you are taking objective and 10x ECR eyepiece, then the magnification is 1000 times. That is why here if you are taking 100x and 15x eyepiece, the maximum is 1500 times. So maximum what we consider is 1500x. Mostly 20x is not seen in eyepieces. Right. So this is the formula for magnification. Total magnification is given by optical tube length by focal length of the objective into magnification of the ocular. If this won't be asked frequently. Resolving power. What is the resolving power? As I told you, it is the ability of the lens. Hello, am I audible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is resolving power? It is the ability of the microscope to show two different points or two different dots which are very close together as two different entities. Okay. Human eye has a resolving power of 0.25 millimeter. What does it mean? If we place two dots at a distance of 0.25 millimeter or more, then we can see that two dots as two different dots. If we decrease the distance between these two dots beyond 0.25 millimeters, they will appear as a single dot. Am I clear here?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
important bit, ma. Resolution power of human eye is what is the value?
(0.25 mm).
Yes, 0.25 mm. You can remember it as 1 mm you can see on the scale in that fourth part. That is 0.25 millimeter. So this is the formula for resolution power. Resolution power is given by wavelength of light by 2 into numerical aperture. Okay, numerical aperture is given by the formula n sine theta. What is n? Refractive index of the medium. Sine theta is the angle. What angle? Angle of the cone of light which is entering into the objective. Next, some formulas you have to remember. N sine theta. Sine n is the refractive index. Refractive index of air is 1. Refractive index of oil and other fluids is 1.3 to 1.5. Okay, here one more important bit you have. For our oil immersion, 100x is oil immersion objective, na? What you will do there? You will use oil. What kind of oil you are using? Yes. The name of the oil is cedar wood oil. Cedar wood oil. Why only cedar wood oil? Why not coconut oil, groundnut oil? You can use any oil, right? Then, what is the refractive index of the glass? What is the refractive index of the air? Yes, ma. Air refractive index enta? One. Unnara andaru? Yes, girls.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have to remember refractive index of air is 1. refractive index of glass is 1.5 to 1.8. Okay, the refractive index of the cedar wood oil, whatever you are using in microscope, it is also the same as that of glass. అర్థమైందా? మనం సీడర్ వుడ్ ఆయిల్ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేయాలి అంటే the refractive index of the cedar wood oil is same as that of glass.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear? Okay. So why you have to have this refractive index of glass there? ఎందుకు cedar wood oil same ఉండాలి? Because whenever the light is passing from one material to another material, this is the slide, this is the objective, this is glass, this is glass. Okay, so the ray is transferring or traveling from one medium to another medium, and in between, if they are getting another medium, the rays will distract, they get distracted. Okay, if you fill this space, fill this air with oil which is having the same refractive index as that of glass, what happens? There won't be difference in the refractive index, so the traveling path of the light waves will not be distracted. Am I clear here?
Yes, ma'am.
Refractive index
Yes, ma'am.
మారకపోతే light rays ఈజీగా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతాయి. More light rays can enter into the objective. If you are not providing the same refractive index, or if the material is changed in between, all the light rays cannot enter into the objective. They can be distracted. Am I clear? What is the refractive index of the glass? 1.5 to 1.8. What is cedar wood oil refractive index? It is the same as glass. 1.5 to 1.8. Clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Index of oil is about 1.5. Glass kuda 1.5, ఇది kuda 1.5. Types of condensers. These are the condensers. Just remember the names. Abyss condenser, aplanitic condenser, achromatic condenser. Next, coming dark field microscope. Bright field microscope is the basic microscope type, what you have to study. In dark field microscope, what is the difference is, I'll show you in the figure. This is placed where? In the condenser. Okay, this is called a stop, dark field stop. Here it is placed in the condenser. So what happens with that? The name is dark field microscope. Earlier one is bright field microscope. What is field? What is field? It is the background. Okay, so there the background was bright. Here background is dark. Okay, here in dark field microscopy, how you see the microorganisms is, if you take a dark room and if you make a small hole in the roof, what happens? Sunlight will pass through that small hole. In that that ray of beam of light, you can see some dust particles shining. So in the similar way, you will be observing the microorganisms as shining entities or bright entities in this dark field microscope under dark field, right? So what is condenser? In the condenser, they'll be putting that stop, this stop. What is this? Dark field stop is placed in the condenser. That is why the light going into the objective will be stopped. Right. How much time might be left now?
3 minutes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So these are the applications. Just read out the applications, what you can see. Next is phase contrast. Here there will be difference between the phase. This diagram is most important. Annular stop it is called. Here they are placing it here. So actually in bright field microscope, the rays will pass throughout the lens. From all lens will pass throughout this region. But in a annular stop, as in dark field microscope, only the rays will pass from the sides. These rays will go and strike the specimen. Okay, and in this part, there is one phase plate. This phase plate is more important. Phase plate is having phase ring. Okay, here you can see the ring. Through the ring, if the rays passes, they are called as direct rays. If they are not passing through the ring, they are called as indirect rays. Direct rays will have quarter wavelength more speed, and indirect rays will have quarter wavelength less speed. On the whole, they will have the difference of half wavelength, and they will show the difference. Here also, specimen is not stained. You can see it as a light, there's a difference between the background and the microorganisms. Very light difference will be there, because you are not staining the specimen. Even then you can see due to phase difference. Am I clear here? Just remember,
Yes.
annular stop is there. Rays are entering from the sides. They are projecting the slide. After that, they have to go through phase plate. In the phase plate, there is a phase ring. Whatever ray is going through the phase ring is a direct ray. Whatever ray is not going through the phase ring, indirect ray. This is going quarter wavelength fast. This is going quarter wavelength slow. On the whole, the difference is half wavelength in between these two rays. They will make the difference in the image. You can see the motility. You can see the movement. You can see latex dispersion, glass fragments, protein molecules, etc. So here we'll be ending this class today. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with fluorescent microscope and then electron microscope, and we will practice some bits. So by tomorrow, microscopy will be complete. Am I clear, ma?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 2 minutes are left.